Hi everyone! So for today's craft, we're going to be making a lamb similar to this one here. So for supplies, that can really depend on what you have at home. So for the eyes of the sheep, for example, if you have googly eyes, you can use them. Or if you had white stickers and you wanted to draw a pupil on them with a marker, then you could use those for the eyes. And for the body, you could use a paper plate or cotton balls or shredded paper, even if you had some. That's really up to you. But for myself today, I'm going to show you how I made this lamb. And so for that, I used a coffee filter, a pink pencil crayon, a black pencil crayon, a piece of white paper, a piece of black construction paper, and some tape and some scissors. So to start off, I'm going to draw the eyes for my sheep. So I don't have googly eyes or stickers here at my house, so I'm going to use my black pencil crayon and I'm going to draw 2 circles on the paper and then draw in some pupils and then cut them out. So I'll do that now. So the eyes look something like this here. And then once I cut those out, I have some pre-done ones here. They'll look something like this. And then I'll tape those onto the head of my lamb in a bit, which is actually what we're gonna make next. So for the head for my lamb, what I did is I used my pink pencil crayon, and because it'll show up on the black construction paper, and I drew a shape that kind of looked like a strawberry, and then did 2 ears on the side of it. So, don't know how you can see that, but it should look something like that. And then I took my scissors and I cut it out. And then I get a shape something like this. So next up, if you're following me, we're gonna take the coffee filter and just flatten it out as flat as you can get it. And this is gonna be the body of our lamb. So once I have it nice and flat, well, about as flat as I can get it, I'm gonna lay that down on the paper. And I'm gonna take my lamb's head and I'm going to put some tape on the back of it. And then stick it on to the coffee filter on the edge. So I'm gonna stick mine right there. So I put mine right there. So when you're looking at it, it's kind of up a little higher and it's on towards the edge of the coffee filter, if that makes sense. And next, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stick the eyes on. So I'm using tape, but if you're using glue, you can just put glue on the back of whatever you're using for eyes, unless it's stickers, and then they already have their own glue. So you're one step ahead of me. And then stick those on to the head of your lamb, but I'm gonna use tape. So I'm gonna roll up a small piece of tape for both eyes and then stick those onto the head of my lamb. So that's what my lamb looks like so far. So then I took the pencil crayon, the pink one, and I drew a little nose and mouth on my lamb. See that right there? Yeah. And then for the next step, I'm gonna cut out some legs. So what I did is I cut out 2 long rectangles, long and skinny rectangles. So they look something like this. And then I took each of them and I cut them in half like this. So in the middle of the long part. So now I have 4 rectangles and they're gonna work as the legs. So for my lamb, what I did is I flipped over to the back of the coffee filter. So that I'm looking at the back of the coffee filter, and I put 2 legs towards the front of the coffee filter. So here, one here, and then another one here, and then I tape them on. And then I took the last 2 rectangles and did the same thing for the front legs that I did for the front legs, but for the back. So I put it at the back of the coffee filter. So once you're done, it should look something like this. And then the last step is to put a tail. So you can cut out whatever kind of tail you want for your sheep. I'm gonna cut mine out to look like this, kind of like an oval almost, but with the end cut off. And then you're gonna tape it just a bit up from where the back legs are. And then from there, your sheep is done. Your little lamb is done. If you want, you can take your black pencil crayon and draw some little lines on it. To show some curls in the fur, like their fluffy little wool. And if you wanted, you could take a blue piece of construction paper and tape it down and draw some your lamb down, and then draw some green grass on. The rest is really up to you. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll pass it on for the memory verse.